Hi, I'm Lua and this is my new bookshelf. But before we get into the bookshelf tour, one small disclaimer. The regular viewer might already hear it. I'm talking English. I decided to switch from German to English because first, it opens up to a wider audience that I could reach with my videos. And secondly, so if you were here for the German videos, I'm very sorry to tell you that they will no longer be happening, but maybe you'll stay for the English ones, I don't know. But no more of that, disclaimer is done. I am back and I'm ready to get my YouTube channel on the ground. I am very confident that I can start to make regular videos. I'm gonna change the style a bit. I'm not going to do Fairy Loot unboxings anymore in like a whole video form, but rather I'll do it in shorts and on my Instagram and TikTok account, which you can please go follow. The links are in the description and I will make regular content on there as well. Regular. I will I will make content on there as well. That was all. Now let's start with the part you came here for. The bookshelf tour. This is my new bookshelf. If you haven't seen how I built this bookshelf, and with me I mean my father and a little bit me, go back and watch my last video where I'll show you a little bit of the process. It is in no way a tutorial because I don't know shit about building, but we transformed regular white Billy bookshelves into this wonderful thing, which I'm very fortunate and very happy to have. And we'll start our tour with this bookshelf, which is my rainbow fantasy bookshelf. It's ever growing because every month I get a new Fairy Loot book and it's going on the rainbow bookshelf. But let me talk you through it and show you the books in detail. So on the top is my red, yellow and pinky kind of bookshelf. It's almost all Fairy Loot books except for Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare, which in all honesty I haven't finished. I started to read it. It was too much world building, too much story before the story started. But we have this Vicious Grace, which I really liked, although I never bought the second book, which I maybe should do. We have Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows, which is a duology. I really loved it. I can't recommend it enough. And also on here is my Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy by Stephanie Garber. If you are a sucker for romance and fantasy and like fairy tales, you have to read it. Second shelf is the Violet shelf. Also almost all Fairy Loot books. The exception is Mirage, which was a sci-fi story I really liked, and I never see it on BookTube, BookTok, Bookstagram, whatever. But I really liked it. Also on here, Belladonna and Foxglove by Adeline Grace. I really like Belladonna, haven't read Foxglove yet. This will become a theme where I have the second book in the series, but I haven't read it yet, so beware of that. One of my newer books from Fairy Loot, which I really like design-wise, is The Glittering Edge from Alyssa Villaire. It's really pretty, I think. Third shelf, the blue greeny shelf. On the very left we have All the Stars and Teeth, which is kind of an adventurer pirate story I really enjoyed, but I haven't got the second one yet. We have These Hollow Vows on here with the second book, These Twisted Bonds. Haven't read it yet. I really gravitate towards like the dark blue books, so there are a lot of pretty ones on here, I think. Air of Storms. Is it also called Air? I never noticed that with these two standing right next to each other. The Sun in the Void is really pretty. I think that this is looks wise my favorite shelf. The last shelf for this side is like kind of metallic and white and black. We have Fourth Wing, and I also haven't read Iron Flame yet. I don't know what it is, and I know Fourth Wing is such a huge deal and everyone loves it. Should I do it? Tell me in the comments, please. Then we have Lore on there, which was my very first Fairy Loot book. And next to that we have The Atlas Paradox, which is the second book in the Atlas 6 trilogy. And I actually have read The Atlas Paradox. Shocking. We will go on with the next shelf, I think. Okay, so this is kind of my catch-all shelf, and I will explain that in a minute. So on the top here we have basically everything. We have a little bit sci-fi with the Illuminati files, which were so good. It's one of the best book ideas I've ever seen. You have the Red Queen, which I read in German because I read it a really long time ago. To be honest, I don't know if I've ever finished this series. Then we have Dance of Thieves, which I liked, and the second book, which I haven't read. Then we have the second shelf, which I really come to love. It's my horror thriller shelf. You will be seeing more of it for my upcoming Halloween video, which I am going to do this year again. So I'm not gonna talk in detail about any of the books. Here on the right side, you can see the naturals. I don't know what comes after trilogy. Quadrilogy? Below that is my fantasy shelf where I didn't know where else to put it. You can see A Lonely, A Court of Silver Flames standing here because it's the only one I have in English. The other ones I read in German, so they look very different. We have Serpent and Dove and Blood and Honey, where I'm still missing the third book. We have Light Lark, which is a book that was very huge on Book Talk. I don't really know what to think about it. I haven't bought the second one yet. Guild is on there. The Caravel trilogy is on there. A lot of books that you might recognize if you are in the book bubble. The last shelf for this one is kind of under the theme Black books. Very exciting, I know. We have Kingdom of the Wicked here, which I really enjoyed. I also have her new series, Throne of the Fallen, which is set in the same world, but I haven't read it yet. And there is the Atlas 6, finally. And my prized possession is also on here. It is the Fairy Loot special edition of House of Earth and Blood and House of Sky and Breath, so the Crescent City novels. It's one of my favorite books of all time. I really love the world building and the story, and my now husband got them for me for Christmas one year, and I really love them. A little bit of a change of scene here because now we are on the other side of my desk, so the two bookshelves you saw were over there. This is my, I don't know, my happy shelf, I could describe it. It has a lot of things I read when I was younger, a lot of my romance books or YA books in general that are not really fantasy related, and I'm excited to show them to you all in detail. On the top there we have a series which I hope some of you might recognize. It's The House of Night by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. It's in German, obviously, because I started reading it when I was 10 or 11. And it's 12 books. They were part of my life for a really long time. Next to that, we have a series which I don't see it recommended enough, so I'm gonna recommend it again. It's These Broken Stars. Then we have my childhood shelf, my youth shelf, I could also say. On the left there are some German books, but I think they have been translated and they're old enough and popular enough that you might still know them. It's the Ruby Red series and the Silver trilogy. Okay, next to that are a few outliers that didn't fit into anything else, but we have the Legend trilogy, which is very 2010s, and the Jewel. Is it called Jewel in English? So it is called The Jewel, but the series is called the Lone City Trilogy. Down below there are all my romance YA books, which are very colorful. Honorable mentions, of course, to All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy. Then all my Casey McQuiston books. I love Casey McQuiston as an author and I highly recommend you check out their work. We have a few LGBTQ love stories on here as well, mostly by Casey McQuiston, but also others. Now we are actually on to the last one, but not really the last one because I hid a few books because it were too many. It's my Sarah J. Maas shelf. It recently became that because I rearranged my bookshelves before filming this video. So now we have the Throne of Glass series. I won't even attempt to say what an 8-book series is called. And also my German Crescent City trilogy is sitting here on the shelf as well. Okay, and last but not least, I'll also show you the secret books because they are not bad books. They just didn't fit on the shelf and maybe they look a little bit ugly. We have my Panem series, The Hunger Games. We also have the Selection series, which is kind of a guilty pleasure for me. We have Percy Jackson, the main series on here, which I recently read. And last but certainly not least, we have 6 out of the 7 Harry Potter books. Don't ask me where the 7th is. And that's all. We are back on this side because I think it's the prettier side, but don't tell that to the other side. This is the end of my updated bookshelf tour. I've done this, I think, 2 times in the past, so if you are interested in that, I'm gonna link them. They are in German, obviously, but you can still see the books, and most of the books will be in English, so you don't need the German talking. Please tell me in the comments, which book am I missing? What's your all-time favorite? What do I have to have on my shelf? Please consider following my channel if you like the content. There will be more in the future. Also follow me on socials, they are linked below, and I hope that I'll see you next time. Bye!